Your blonde bombshell here with you. And yes, it's time for the third question and answers. 20 questions. What is something you hate but you wished you loved? More vegetables. I think I need to love more vegetables. What makes you feel old? Sometimes my nieces can make me feel old with them being like, you're like, how old? And then you'll have my mother who will, she'll be like, yeah, she's ancient. And then she'll say, but I'm young and I'm vibrant and. So this sometimes family, even though that they are doing it friendly wise and nitpicking, they can also be hurtful, but they don't mean to. What is something you get wrong almost every time you do it? Sometimes opening jars, I don't know why, but I can try with the best of them to screw off the jars. Like I was trying to do that tonight with my omega-3 Jif peanut butter, and there was that lid is still on that thing. I can't get it off. What celebrity would you most like to sit next to on a 10-hour flight and why? If we're talking country music and they're single, I would say Easton Corbin or Chris Young, especially Chris Young. But if we're talking movies, I love Gerard Butler. I just do. I think he's great. Also Matthew McConaughey, but he's married, so he's like at the bottom of the list. I would have said Luke Perry, but unfortunately we lost him, so. What is something that people are obsessed with, but you just don't get the point of? Snapchat. I've got Snapchat. I don't use Snapchat. I just don't find the point in it. But maybe one of you young technology kids out there can make me understand what it's really used for. What weird food combinations do you really enjoy? Weird food combination. I would have to go with peanut butter, like the omega-3 Jif peanut butter, and the organic crackers that I found down at our local salvage store. And oh my gosh, they are awesome. Just saying, they're my guilty pleasure. Have you ever worn clothing with labels or tags still attached? Yes! I'm actually famous for this. If you go to the thrift shop here in town, they often have like different colors in their clothing so you can get a discount if it's that color. I actually can remember going to work one day and having the colored tag still in there, but thank goodness my work mom caught it and we got rid of it. Which celebrity chef would you most like to make you dinner? Emerald. I think that he used to say, was it Bam? I just loved how he did that. And then also Paula Deen because of her southern fried cooking. If you were reincarnated as a famous landmark, which one would it be and why? I would have to say the Statue of Liberty. I think that is one of the greatest landmarks that we have. And why? Why not? If you got stuck in an elevator and were forced to listen to only one song, what would it be? That's tough. I would have to say it could be anywhere from Old Enough to Know Better by Wade Hayes to Rhett Akins singing I Break for Brunettes. And you'd have to be a 90s kid to really understand that. Luke Bryan's Shake It For Me Country Girl, and I'd probably be trying to dance the whole time badly. Easton Corbin, A Girl Like You. Chris Young, When They Think of You, They Think of Me. There's so many good songs. I can't choose just one to that song. Sorry. What things do you do every day that you wish you could be automated? I have a saying, like, why can't there be 3 of me sometimes? Because it feels like I'm needed in 3 places at once. What thing do I wish I could be automated? How about laundry or doing the dishes or something like that? That would be really cool if I could make a clone of myself to help out with the house chores. What's the funniest, most disappointing, weirdest, etc. text you ever gotten? Oh, good gravy. That's a loaded gun. Funniest, I would have to go with... Oh, goodness. One time, I was in the parking lot, and the guy I was there to meet was like, I see you. And I was like, no, you don't. And the text I got back was, yes, I do see you. And, it was cute also. Most disappointing? I can't say. Weirdest? My mom sometimes can come up with the weirdest things. Like, she'll she'll text me something and I'll be like, are you serious? I just told you 2 minutes ago. And those would be the text messages, I would say. Would you rather have paparazzi camped in your backyard or never be famous? There's a song by Miranda Lambert called Famous in a Small Town. We all may not be famous, like having our picture in a magazine or being on the TV all the time, like the Kardashians per se. But, gossip or print or word of mouth can be just the same thing. We all experience it one time or another. I would say rise above it. Don't believe everything you hear, because there's always two sides to every story. And if you don't give that person a chance to sit down and talk to you, then you are going on a one-sided story, and that's not fair. Would you rather be a fish safe in a fish tank or a fish out in the wild, dangerous ocean? Basically, is it better to be safe but limited, or is it better to be in life free, constantly at risk? I think in life, we're always constantly at risk. Whether it be work, whether it be home, whether it be our relationships, friend or boyfriend, girlfriend, we're always at risk. There's no such thing as being safe. You can't really trust anybody anymore. And I think that's sad. What do people do that drives you absolutely bonkers? Texting while driving. I'm just going to say it. If I see it, it's driving me batty. Also, if they're walking across the crosswalks, they're texting on their phone, and they purposely sometimes, I think they take longer even when the light changes to cross the crosswalk. It's just ridiculous. What makes you say, what was I thinking, when you look back on your life? Almost everything. I would say, though, we learn from experience. We all have times when we see mistakes and we wish we could have righted a wrong. And sometimes we're granted that opportunity. Sometimes we're not. I always try to live with this in my life going forth. Do your best. And if that's not good enough, then it's not meant to be. So that's my new saying. If you could steal one material thing without any consequence, what would it be? To me, material things aren't that important that you steal anything. And honestly, I don't see where you would get joy out of knowing you cheated someone out of paying them for an object or anything. So I don't think there's joy in bringing pain through stealing. I just don't. What do you think is the most unpleasant sounding word? That woman who's Cardi B or something and does that thrrr sound, I can't mimic it. There's no way I can, but I think that's the most unpleasant sound. Do you have a superstition? It's kind of funny, but yes, I do. If you drop a knife or a fork, a man is coming to visit. If you drop a spoon, a woman is coming to visit. Lately, I keep dropping knives. I don't know why. I just do. And today we had the Kirby vacuum sales lady here. And she was here for about 3.5 hours. And while I would have loved to have that machine, it's all about budgeting and prioritizing my life right now. And it just didn't fit into the picture as much as we need it to. Um, so I guess what I'm going to say is make the best out of life. Sometimes you don't get a second chance. So try to leave a wonderful first impression. And if that can't happen, be yourself. And if they don't like you for you, or like you for being genuine, or like you for any reason, you know what? It's their loss. And, you can go through life going, I wonder if I would have done this. I wonder if I would have done that. Stop wondering. You've done everything you can do. Leave it to God and tell him your problems, tell him your worries, tell him your fears. If it's meant to be, it will work itself out. If not, it will work itself out. Stay tuned, because I'm going to do one singing video, and then I'm going to probably go work out, because I've done most of my housework.